Hey everybody, welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. Today is a very exciting day. Today is an exciting day because my lovely postman has delivered a parcel. He's delivered a box. What's in the box? If you've read the title of the video, you already know. It is AvP Hot Landing Zone expansion. This is something I am super excited about. This expansion was released not too long ago, actually, just before Christmas, I believe. And here it is already. This is an expansion for Alien vs Predator: The Hunt Begins, which is a board game which I like a lot, and I love the miniatures for it, and I've been collecting all of the unicast miniatures that they produce for that particular game. And I do enjoy the game a lot, even though the rules are a little bit funny at times, and it seems a little bit old-fashioned and a little bit clunky. I still love it. I love it. It's a great game. And this is the first major expansion for it, and exciting times. I have already opened this box. The only reason I put it back in, I took it out of the box to remove the shrink wrap, because that's annoying to have to deal with on video. But I put it back in the box just to show you the cool packaging. When this was wrapped, it was sort of wrapped in black plastic, and it felt pretty bashed up. But when I opened it up, it had these cool little corner protectors, and everything was immaculate. But I haven't yet delved inside the box. I have saved that so we could have a little explore together. Before I do, I just want to briefly mention this cost £39, and I ordered it directly from the company, from Prodos Games, so it cost £39 plus £5 postage, and it came with a free purchase incentive as well, which I will show you at the end of the video. And I just wanted to say, this is a licensed product. It's Aliens Predators. It's licensed from Fox. And £39 for a big expansion is really good value when you consider the Harry Potter miniatures game has recently gone to retail, and that retails for £90. The Harry Potter miniatures game retails for £90, and it has 13 miniatures in it, of which only 3 are named characters. 5 of the miniatures are little spiders, and there's like 4 generic Death Eaters. This £39, and it comes with 12 miniatures, each of which is unique. There's no duplication across any of them. I was going to show you them on the back, and I thought that would spoil the fun. So yeah, this is massive value, considering you also get new tiles, you get new cards, and new tokens as well. Let's have a look. Look, it says AvP expansion, and there's a little advertising thing for add-on packs. These are the unicast ones. We've got Predator Elders, already got. Alien Evolved Warriors, already got. Alien Praetorian, already got. Predator Hellhounds, already got. Predator Jungle Hunter statue, do not have, actually. That's the one that I don't have, because I believe the small size version of that was originally only available if you bought like a huge scaled up statue that I wasn't interested in, because I'm only interested in game pieces. I'm not interested in silly things to put on the shelf. Anyway, this is the expansion booklet. It's thin. It's not a particularly thick booklet. So I'm going to guess it. One of the big issues with Alien vs Predator: The Hunt Begins is the rulebook is a little bit of a mess, and I'm being generous when I say a little bit of a mess. It's a bit of a dog's dinner, and I really struggled with it. But I battled through, because when I was playing the game, I was really enjoying the game. And obviously, I'm very much love the theme, and I love the miniatures so much, and I was sort of determined to battle through. But the rulebook itself was not a good first impression. It was all over the place. The rules seemed to contradict each other. They were in odd places. little rules were tucked away. Important rules were not where you would expect them to be. You really need sort of crib sheets for all of the factions, so you can constantly have the information to hand. This expansion would have been a great opportunity to redo the rules and spruce them up and compile them into a new book. Unfortunately, they haven't done that by the looks of it. But we have got, what have we got? Lots of new skills and things, new special actions. Call in the cavalry. It actually introduces rules for using the dropship and things like that. So there's a whole bunch of new skills. I'm not going to go through all of those, but there's new skills, new abilities. Here we go. Rules for the dropship. They actually make a resin dropship miniature, but it's incredibly expensive. And here we have some tokens. We'll look at the tokens in a minute, but that piece of artwork is quite clearly supposed to be Corporal Pharaoh from the Aliens movie, but they will not be using the name Corporal Pharaoh because they don't actually have the rights to use any of the Aliens characters in this game. New cards. Oh, this is interesting. We've got new units. So we've got new Marine faction units. What have we got? We've got a heavy support Marine with a pulse rifle grenade launcher. A heavy support Marine with a minigun. A heavy support Marine with a rocket launcher. Weyland-Yutani exosuit. Now these are things that aren't in this expansion, but this is a little insight into what is coming in the future. Somebody on Board Game Geek posted the other day about this, so this is just sort of confirming what I already knew. Synthetics are introduced in this game, and there is a miniature for a synthetic. Rob Your Stand. Rob Your Stand is a promo figure that Prodos Games made in response to, they went to a convention, I don't know which convention it was, but while their backs were turned, somebody robbed their till at their stand. They took all their earnings for the day. So obviously they were very upset about that, but they tried to make something good out of that story, and they created a little character called Rob Your Stand. And they've actually introduced him as a character in the game, which I didn't expect, but you're obviously going to be using him as some kind of like Burke type character, someone a little bit sneaky and underhanded. He has the skills sleight of hand, helping hand, and loathed person. So whoever took their money from that convention, they have been immortalized as Rob Your Stand. Then there are prisoners. Prisoners are included in this game as well. We will have a look at those in a moment. Colonists. Colonists is exciting. There's no colonists in this particular box. Colonists with sonic rifle, colonists with shotgun, sentry guns. That's interesting because sentry guns already exist, but these stats don't look quite the same. And then we have Machiko Noguchi, who is a hunter, a human who is trained or hunted with predators. What else have we got? Sorry, I should be looking at the box of stuff, but this is just like a little sneak peek of stuff. There's egg clusters, spitters. Spitters are the new unit that are introduced in this particular expansion in the box, and then they also have the rules for the Evolved Warrior 6, which is a miniature that I received as a promotion when I purchased a set of Evolved Warriors. You can see that in one of my previous videos in this Alien vs Predator playlist. And we've got Predator faction units, trackers, soldier with ceremonial dagger, soldier with glaive, soldier with scimitars, Machiko Noguchi, because you can use her as either a predator or a human. Elite with glaive, elite with whip. That's the miniature that comes in the game. There is an elite hunter with a whip. Elite with scimitars and a hunting bike. That's interesting. Vehicles. So yeah, lots of new stuff. There's new points values. Yep, so there's new rules, a new new abilities that you can purchase to add into your factions to give them extra customization. This is a board game that really does feel like a skirmish game or a small-scale war game, which kind of makes sense because you can sort of move on from this game to play Alien vs Predator Unleashed, which is actually a tabletop war game. And I'm getting into the position now where I've got enough of these miniatures that I probably will buy the rulebook for the tabletop war game at some point and give that a shot as well. But yeah, there's a point system for building your teams, and they've introduced lots of new points. And then we have the Hot Landing Zone campaign. I'm not gonna show you all that, but the rest of the book appears to be missions. It goes from mission 11 to mission 18 because there are 10 missions in the base game. And my understanding of the storyline for this particular expansion is that the company finds places they want to colonize, but if they potentially dangerous, they use convicts. They send prisoners. The convicts set up the colony, and then they ship the convicts off to somewhere else, and then they actually bring in the colonists. But something has gone wrong here, so we've got Marines with convicts, and it's trying to establish a colony in an area where there are aliens and predators kicking a boot. Speaking of which, let's have a look. Ooh, they did this with the base game. They did this cool sort of foam cut insert to keep everything safe, and that's really neat. Not many cards, but here we have the miniatures, and like I said, every miniature in this expansion is unique. So you are getting 5 alien spitters, you are getting 1 elite predator, you're getting 5 human convicts, and you are getting 1 synthetic. So, you know, that's 12 miniatures, all unique. I believe they're all unique. I don't think any of the aliens are duplicated. Yeah, so all unique. £39. Can't complain at that value. And there's all the map tiles and stuff. We'll have a look at those in a moment because I want to see how they stack up to the base game tiles. Ooh, where to start? I'm going to put this at a shot, and we'll bring these guys in one at a time. Forgive me, this could be a long video because I want to have a look at every single miniature because I'm super excited, and this is me opening the box for the first time, so bear with me. If you're not interested in looking at lots of really lovely, gorgeous, beautifully sculpted alien miniatures, then why the heck did you click on this video? Just bear with me, or you know, or don't, but please do. This is an alien spitter. Look at the beautiful carapace on there. Really nice sculpt, really dynamic, really. I love the way they always sort of they integrate the tails and things. And obviously, like I say, these are unicast miniatures. If you don't know what unicast miniatures are, unicast is a process that Prodos Games has developed whereby they can create resin miniatures as single pieces without losing any of the detail. Normally you would expect a model like this to have to be assembled to capture all of that detail, but just look at the detailing underneath, all the undercutting and everything. It's absolutely beautiful, and very little cleanup on these. Really nice, and it just looks cool. It's a really cool thing. The exciting thing about obviously alien spitters is that this is a ranged unit. Aliens do not generally have much in the way of ranged firepower, so to have a unit of something that can actually give them a little bit of range support is a good thing. That's a really nice miniature. Here's spitter number 2. Again, you can see that every unicast miniature also comes on a scenic base, which has lots of lovely extra detail. Look at that. Look at the hands and everything. The detailing is absolutely spot on. It really is. Anyone who watches my channel knows that I am a massive Games Workshop fan, and I say that Games Workshop are kind of the best in the business when it comes to miniatures. But some of the Alien Predator unicast miniatures that I have are some of my favourite miniatures of all time. I think they are absolutely gorgeous. Or, you know, as gorgeous as little gross, horrible aliens can be. Number 3. Oh wow, look at his tail. His tail goes round and then curves round and it goes right back up round again. That's fantastic. Some of the earlier aliens they produced had tails that came out sort of behind as they were running, and the tail was flicking out behind. I'm lucky I haven't had any miniatures break on me, but I do worry a little bit about the ones that have the tail sticking out. But it seems to be the case now that they tend to have the tail curl back in on itself a lot more. And obviously by having the back leg come back in here as well, you're creating extra stability there. And these aliens do look like they could wreck your day. They're not nice looking chaps. That's fantastic. Really nice. The pipe work and everything. And these crests are cool. I like the fact that crests really do designate them as being something different. I think one of the most difficult things about the alien faction is that sometimes when they're massed together, some of the units look similar. Stalkers look a little bit like infants and warriors look quite similar. And you know, sometimes things like the evolved ones are bigger, but they're still, you know, they're aliens at the end of the day. So it's nice to have something that's gonna make them stand out a little more as something that your opponent needs to be aware of. Look at his happy smiley face. Hello, mate. Right, we've got one more of these. So it's a unit of 5. And like I say, this is exciting because it is bringing... Oh! Dun, 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 dun. I have a missing arm. Have I got the missing arm in the box? No, I do not. I have got an injured... Oh, no. Oh, he's been in the wars. Oh, that's not good, is it? You poor thing. Is it definitely not in the box? No, it is not. That's actually a casting defect. That's not broken in the box. That's broken coming out of the cast. So I'll be sending an email to Prodos soon. Prodos, I've had to contact them a couple of times about issues with orders, and they have always been absolutely brilliant, and they've always done me right. So I'm not worried that I won't get a replacement. I'm absolutely sure I will. It may take a little while. It's a bit disappointing to see their quality control let that go through, because it's not like it's broken into the box. It's literally not there, because the chance of anything breaking in those foam compartments is quite minimal. So that's a bit disappointing that that made it into the box. I mean, potentially, I could use it as, you know, a wounded, damaged alien, but I would like a complete miniature. so I'll drop them a line and they'll sort me out. I'm sure they will. If the piece had been in the box, then I could have easily just glued it back on, and it wouldn't have been a problem. I'm not worried about that sort of thing normally, if the bit's there. Anyway, so that's the Spitters. Oh, so that was a bit anticlimactic having an injury in the end. Here is the Elite Predator, who has the whip, and the whip looks like an alien tail, which is very cool. And he's got the tusks, he's got the hunter tusks, and just look at that. The pose, the detailing, absolutely everything on that is brilliant. That is just a really, really, really good miniature. And then we have, what have we got? We've got some Convicts. Now, Convicts, obviously, these appear to be inspired by Alien 3. Prodos don't have the rights to use characters from Alien 3, but obviously the idea of Convicts is... it's what people are going to think of. They're going to think of Alien 3, and they have gone for the bald head, And when I looked at the promo photos, or the pre-order photos, I did think that some of the miniatures looked a little bit like characters, specific characters from the Alien 3. I guess the biggest problem with Alien 3, which I really enjoy, but it gets a bit of a bad rap. The biggest issue with it is that it can be quite difficult to, when you've got, it's a big cast of, a big all-male cast of people with no hair, wearing very similar clothing in very dark environments, and it was a little bit difficult, I guess, to bring out the true character of a lot of those convicts. You didn't get the characters that you got from Aliens, for example, where every Marine, people can reel off the names of all the Marines and their traits and characteristics, where they died, their memorable quotes and things like that. And I think Alien 3 maybe suffered a little bit from that, but you can still see that some of these characters are influenced by that. He's got a crate of something, and he's protecting it with his big pipe. Yeah, good luck with that, mate. I wouldn't fancy my chances of standing up to a predator or an alien of any description with a bit of pipe. But, you go for it. Life goals. It's a big guy. Now he looks like one of the convicts. But I can't think which one. But he's standing next to barrels, so it makes me think that maybe it's one of the characters that comes a cropper in the scene where they're painting the flammable chemicals over the walls and the floors and the ceilings, and everything goes horribly Pete Tong. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I can't think. But that strikes me as familiar. Who else we got? Oh, look, we've got a convict with goggles. Now the goggles thing, that's got to be a riff on Junior, who is one of the convicts from Alien 3. He is the ringleader in the attempt to rape Ripley. Sorry if you've never seen Alien 3, by the way. I'm just gonna keep spoiling scenes. Yeah, that's what that. I'm sure that must be what they're going for there, because with the goggles and everything. He's hiding behind some crates, Weyland-Yutani crates. Surely there's got to be some weaponry in there that's better than the whatever it is you've got there. Looks like that's like a little knife he's got there. He's got a shank. That's really not going to do you any good. Really nice miniature though. Really great character, great detail. Like that a lot. It's a nice one. Who else we got? We've got I'll tell you something. That looks just like Morse. That really does look like Morse. Morse is he is played by, who is he played by? Danny Webb, I want to say Danny Webb. But he is he's the main one that helps Ripley in the movie besides Dylan. He is initially not very keen on Ripley, but ends up ultimately being possibly one of her greatest allies in the final fight. And that's who that reminds me of. The face really does look a little bit like him. Cool miniature. One more convict. And that is Gregor. That's definitely Gregor, who spends most of the movie with a bandage around his head, and he's got this great big coat with lapels. That's Gregor, definitely. I expect the other two are based on characters as well. Maybe not officially, but certainly inspired by, I would say. They're not using an official movie likeness there, but that's definitely drawn inspiration from the character of Gregor. And again, we've got these barrels and things everywhere, which again is this riffing on scenes from the movie, from Alien 3. I like those a lot. I don't think they're going to stand up to aliens in any way, shape or form with their shanks and pointy sticks. Hudson might be on board with the pointy stick idea, but it's probably not going to work out for him in the end. We have one more miniature in the box, and the miniature is a synthetic human. Now, there he is. Stop. That's how for now. Ooh, crikey. Only English viewers of a certain age will know what the heck I'm on about there. So he's got some kind of stun rod or something. Surprised to see he actually has a rifle on his back. I wouldn't have expected the synthetic to have a gun, but he does. I don't know what rules the synthetic is going to bring, but I should imagine being synthetic is going to have certain. I would expect to see certain things like he's immune to face huggers, so you can't use him as a spawn. I would expect things like that. He's cool. I guess it's difficult to do a synthetic human in a game as a miniature. You kind of have to rely quite heavily on the rules that you use with him to give that sense of being a non-human entity, because he just looks like a bloke. But that's cool. I like the fact that this is a set of miniatures where you're not getting just more Marines with big guns. It's, convicts hiding behind barrels and a synthetic with some kind of club or stun rod, just saying, nah, back off, not interested. And those are the miniatures. And yeah, I definitely didn't find a missing arm for my spitter in there while I was going through the other compartments. You get cards for the miniatures. We will very quickly. I don't want to bore you by going through every card, but we'll just have a quick look, because I've done it for all of the Unicast expansions. So we've got alien spitters, little bit drooly. Yeah, so they're spitting and tail striking. They've got acid phlegm. Yeah, it can happen sometimes. Take some Gaviscon or something. Other indigestion remedies are available, so my lawyers tell me I should say. We have the Predator Tracker. He's got the shuriken, he's got wrist blades, and he's got his whip. He's got a heck of a lot of abilities. Surge, Reach, Dodge, Seasoned Hunter, Master of the Hunt, and Falcon. What is Falcon? He's going to have one of those robot falcons. Oh, I've got to see the rule book on page 7. Alright, that's interesting though, because the Falcon is in the Predators movie. They use it to sort of hunt all of those killers and murderers and soldiers that they pool together. We have the synthetic, and yeah, it's an overcharged stun baton. That's what it is. And he has the ability robotic. He also has preserve life. Let's see. If a friendly model, with the exception of sentry guns, standing on the same tile as a model with a skill is hit by a CC or ranged attack, the hit must instead be allocated to the model with the preserve life skill. Cool. Yeah, he's following his prime directives. He cannot harm a human, or by way of inaction cause a human to be harmed. Robotic. Models with this skill cannot gain the heal skill for any reason, cannot be the target of the emergency med pack. They are also immune to egg injection and face hug. Look at that. Good stuff. That's what I like to see. Tactical acumen. As long as they have not been removed as casualties, models with this skill confer a +2 modifier to your die roll for initiative. And surge. When this weapon with this ability scores a hit, the target model rolls a con test instead of an armor test with a -3 modifier. Cool. So yes, the rules for him, that's very much what I would expect from a synthetic. Very good. Prisoners, basically rubbish with improvised melee weapons. They are untrained. Yeah, too right they are. Right, there we go. Models with this skill may not perform Marine faction unique actions. Okay, that's cool. Because obviously you'd be deploying them as part of your Marine team. You wouldn't want them to have access to all those that cool training that the Marines have. All those things like the tactical move, which allows you to move and then go on sentry and things like that. So that's it. That's the character cards. The other wedge of cards. Golly, I've been talking for a long time. I sure hope my video, my microphone hasn't crapped out halfway through this. I've been having trouble with it recently. Time to upgrade, I think. What have we got? We've got ability cards, event cards. If the dropship was left the game due to threat, it returns with 7 threat tokens. Oh, interesting. Oh, upside down cards. So yeah, it looks like we've got some new abilities. Patrol protocol. And yeah, abilities and events. Not abilities. Action cards. Events. Lurking horror. Don't know why some of the cards are upside down. Natural agility. Severe quakes. Yep, so we've got some environmental events and some low altitude hazards. Looks like most of the events are related to the dropship, which is obviously, I guess the dropship is going to be a important aspect of this particular expansion, as you would expect from it being called Hot Landing Zone. As I understand it, I have seen a picture which shows a tile with the dropship on it, so you don't actually have to have the massively expensive dropship resin ship miniature. You can just use a token. Speaking of tokens, here's all the cardboard from the box. I would expect the tiles to be the same as the same quality that we have from the base game. So we've got a token there with an alien being blown up. Very shiny tokens. I'm going to punch one out. Jungle tiles, outdoor locations, jungle tiles, which is cool. I would expect them to confer a bonus on the tracker predator. Expect them to be more at home, tracking in the forest. Come out. The base game tiles were pretty good quality, but they bowed more than anything I've ever seen in my life ever. They have the worst warping of any tiles, so I'm hoping these ones don't do the same thing. But here we go. Same thickness and go together perfectly. So that's exactly what I would expect and exactly what we got. So how many sheets of tiles have we got? Sorry, I'm all over the place. Got some outside locations there. Here's the dropship. Big dropship. And some dropship tokens. More jungle. So I'm holding it at a funny angle to try not to get the horrible glare on it. There's Pharaoh, or not Pharaoh as the case may be. Nice waterfall. If you're going to fight a predator, always fight a predator near a waterfall. Some kind of clearing. More jungle tiles, more Pharaoh tiles. Dead end. Another set of the jungle cards with another one of those aliens getting blown up. These are single side. Oh, that's a token sheet. Let's do that one last. That's nice. They sandwiched the token sheet between the thicker card pieces. Oh, look, Predator Vision. Great big open expanse of space for a ruddy great big fight. And yeah, then we have the token sheet. The token sheets are incredibly thin. These are the ping tokens and things like that, so these are pings. My biggest issue, I guess, with this game is the very thin tokens and stuff, but also the very small tokens for activations and going on sentry and all those sort of things. This expansion would have been a perfect opportunity to redo the activation and sentry tokens and things like that, because they're pathetically small in the base game and they have just stuck with it for this expansion. Those tokens are rubbish. You kind of need to find... I mean, they're serviceable, but they're so small. So yeah, it would have been nice to have some decent tokens. They could have. Obviously, I understand that they can't suddenly start doing different types of tokens for the ping tokens, because otherwise you need the same quality card for expansion ping tokens as you do for base game ping tokens, or you can tell where the ping tokens have come from, which helps you to figure out what they are, because obviously the whole point of a ping token is it disguises what a miniature is until someone can see it. But with the they could have done a whole sheet of new tokens. I would have liked that. I think overall maybe a couple of missed opportunities with this expansion. One would have been a chance to do a better job with the tokens, and one would have been a chance to maybe spruce up the rulebook and do that as well. But overall, I have to say I am incredibly happy. That's a lot of cool stuff, and like I say, for not a huge amount of money, £39 for a licensed expansion. Expansions are always more expensive than base games anyway for what you get, because they expect to sell lower numbers of them. But that is very, very cool, and even cooler, it came with a second box. This was the free purchase incentive. If you pre-ordered the game online through Prodos, you got this as well, and it is a box of foam. Ooh, no, it's not. It is. Check that out. It is. Put that out of the way. I don't know how well it's going to come out on camera. Cloaked Predators. That is a set of 3. It's very glary in the bag. Let's take it out of the bag so you can see. That is a set of 3 cloaked predators. How cool is that? Let's see if there's a picture of them assembled or whatever. There we go. Assembly instructions, and that's what they look like assembled. You will notice they look quite familiar. They are basically the same sculpts as the original Predators from the first edition, which were then transferred into the unicast sculpts for the second edition. And now here they are in their cloaked form. Predator Warrior, Predator Hunter, and Predator Warrior with combi stick, which I'm going to guess are exactly the same as the cards that came in the base game. But that is that. That is was the pre-purchase incentive. Like I said, I'm kind of in two minds about clear plastic miniatures. But it's a neat idea, and obviously it's a good way of representing a cloaked predator, if you want to represent a cloaked predator for any reason, without just using a token or something. Cool, but there we go. That is everything I have to show you today. I'm sorry I have talked for an absolute age. This video is well over 40 minutes long, and I do apologise, but this is something that I've been looking forward to for a long time. Well, looking forward to it for a long time. Looking forward to since it was announced, which wasn't that long ago. It was only like a couple of months at most. So yeah, it's something I've been looking forward to, and I was just excited to show it off. I'm sorry, I've wittered for long enough. I've kept you for long enough. I'm gonna go. Bye everybody. Bye bye.